Zell Boy Army, welcome to another spicy one on the channel. Apologies for the lack of videos over the weekend. I have been really struggling with flu for pretty much a week now. It seemed to get even worse over the weekend. I went to the doctor today. It is not a chest infection, luckily, and it seems like I'm starting to feel a little bit better. My voice sounds a bit better, I'd imagine. And yeah, I've just been really struggling, been spending a lot of time in bed. It was my birthday on Saturday and I was in bed most of the day. But yeah, here we are with another video. In this video, we are going to talk about the state of the game right now. There's going to be a few elements to it. Talk about the market, gameplay, different game modes, and my general thoughts about FIFA 22 and where it's at right now. So, the first place I'm going to start is the market and the cost of players. This is on my main account. I've got a Road to Glory as well as a main account. This is on the main account where I can afford a lot of the top players. So we're at one end of the game where the top... I own pretty much most of the top players. Most of the players in this team are like top players. Cafu, best right back in the game. £1.1 million coins. Eusebio, Eusebio, this card's best card I've used in the game this year, by the way. It's just insane. 3.6 million coins. Ginola, 2.1 million coins roughly. Zidane, 2.8 million. This team's worth around 15 million coins. Di Natale, 1.1 million. So you can get the point I'm making. This team is very, very expensive. A lot of very good players in this team. So Cafu, 1.1 million coins. Let's look at some relatively decent fullbacks. Hakimi is probably the best gold right back in my opinion. He is 140k. Bit more expensive because he was a one to watch as well, so that meant he was out of packs longer. Let's look at Kyle Walker, a very good right back on FIFA. There's a Kyle Walker at 47k. Kyle Walker's pretty much all of his cards are under 50k. Let's look at Wan-Bissaka. Not quite as good as Kyle Walker, but a very solid meta fullback. No, not Victor Wanyama. $4K for a very good Prem English meta right back. Let's look at Marquinhos. Comfortably, this card now is the best non-icon centre back, and you have to remember this guy also can get upgrades. 800k. Now let's look at Joe Gomez, who is a very good meta centre back. Joe Gomez, you were getting him around 3,500 coins. It's just crazy. You can see the point I'm getting at here. That the gap now on this year's game between the very top players, so like a Cafu to a Wan-Bissaka, or a Marquinhos best 9, this card can obviously get upgraded as well, to a Joe Gomez is massive. It is so easy on this year's game to get a very solid, good meta team. Which is good. People should be able to get the meta teams for cheap, in my opinion. But now, it's almost impossible to get the top end players. I'm not like this team. I've got nearly 2.5 million coins. Cafu's in the team just because I wanted to try him out. There's no point in having 1.1 million coins in that. But Joe Gomez at 3.5, 4K, you could get 100 of him, and he'd be about half the price of this Marquinhos. 200 Joe Gomez is equal the same as this Marquinhos, basically. The gap is too big between bottom meta players to the elite ones. We go to the absolute elite, like best player in the game, probably. R9, 13 million. Hullet, 8.5 million. Like, these cards are just so unobtainable. On this account, I spent about £2,500 of real money. I would have about 3 million coins left over if I bought R9, which wouldn't even buy Eusebio. Like, the top end cards are just so out of reach because what EA have done this year is they've made pack odds easier to get good players but 9 impossible to get the elite players. 2.5 grand, the best pull I got was worth 250,000 coins. I got quite a lot of 50 to 150k thousand players, but those players have dropped so drastically now because the pack weight's good for those players that they're not even worth much anymore. Whereas the odds of getting one of these type of players is just nigh impossible. So right now, the market just is not in a good place. It's hard to get any of the top players because your rewards are always going to be shit because you're just constantly packing cards that aren't worth anything. I got rank 1 this weekend on this account, and my ultimate pack, the one where you get 30 rare players in, literally was discard. 30 gold players. I didn't get a single card worth more than what discard was worth, which is just insane in itself. That it's the best pack in the game that you can get pretty much, and it was just absolutely useless. So the market right now is really struggling for it. If we look like a Bruno Fernandes, we'll look at Kevin De Bruyne actually, because Bruno, you could argue, he's got a bad weak foot. De Bruyne doesn't really have a massive weakness. How cheap is he now? Kevin De Bruyne, though, under 95,000 coins. And he's insane. He's one of the best players in world football. But he's also, it would take nearly 30 De Bruynes to get Zidane. You're not packing De Bruyne that often, even with the better packware. So it's just so hard to get to these top icons. And then when we go look at rewards, we look at champs. I don't know what the average player is in terms of who can get to champs. I really don't like this concept of having to qualify for champs. I've always said if you pay £50 for FIFA, you should get to play FUT Champions like anybody else. The gap between missing out on champs and playing it is huge because you miss out completely on the whole new tier of rewards you get in FUT Champs if you can't qualify. Interested to see what you guys think. I've seen some pros say they think it's fair. It is. I just don't. I really think it's a bad system where you have to qualify and can miss out on the mode. The rewards for playoffs, if you get rank 1, which I get generally, from those packs, there's a good chance you make 15 to 20,000 coins if everything's discard, which is shocking in itself. From rank 1, and this is talking about some like the best players in the world who can get these ranks consistently. Rank 1 in champs, you're probably making, assuming everything's discard, which it generally is, before your red picks, you're making 180,000 coins. So playoffs and champs, I'm making about 200,000 coins. Rivals, I'm going to make 30, 40,000 coins most week. So I'm making, and this is for one of the people who's getting the top rewards every week, I'm making 250,000 coins. It would take me 10 weeks to make 2.5 million. 40 weeks to make 10 million. 50 weeks, so a year, to make 12.5 million. R9's 13 million. Based on these rewards, obviously you're not going to get complete discount every week, but you get the point. It would take me a year to be able to afford R9. And you can say trade, but at the end of the day, it's a football game. I don't want to sit trade. If people enjoy trading or want to, fair enough. But you should get rewarded more for playing. And this is just from someone who's getting rank 1 every week. People who can't even qualify for champs, I don't know how they're going to get good players without getting insane pack luck or trading, which isn't how it should be. So the state of the game right now in terms of that's really disappointing. I think the fact that people can get rewards for the lower ranks, decent rewards, is good. I like that. I think the gameplay is in a very good state compared to how it has been on previous FIFA. There's issues with it. When the servers are not good, that really does lower the gameplay quality quite a bit. But I actually am enjoying this FIFA quite a lot in terms of the gameplay. I just think the content and market side of things is letting the game down quite badly right now. Obviously, it's only a few weeks into the game, so hopefully EA can do something to rescue it. But it's just crazy how cheap. I've never seen players this cheap at this point, top-end players. But then the top-end players are so crazy when we're talking about these type of players that the gap's just too big. I'm interested in what your guys' thoughts are. Hope you enjoyed FIFA. Hope you enjoyed the videos. Appreciate your support as always. Keep it spicy, and I'll see you in the next one.